This was supposed to be a fun spring market weekend. 2 days, food trucks, live music, handmade art, but it turned into a weekend of surprises. Booth rearranging, a wild spring storm. We're talking trees down. And one of the most uncomfortable vendor encounters I've ever had. I've vlogged the whole thing, so grab a cup of tea and come along with me for a behind the scenes look at what it's really like vending at a market when the weather and the vibes take a turn. Holy humidity, Batman. It's not even hot out. It's 66 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not even that hot, but it is 66 degrees of just pure moisture and dampness. It's just like, I'm not even attempting to have my hair down today because it will go back to factory reset frizz. Anyway, we're heading out to a food truck battle. I can't wait. Basically, we're going to be in the artisan village of this food truck battle. It's going to be at the New York State Fairgrounds. It should be a ton of fun. We have never done this one before, so it should be exciting. The only thing that could make or break our day is it's supposed to be stormy today. Oh, but we're indoors. The artisan village is inside, so maybe people will flock inside. I don't know. We're going to find out, but we're going to go set up. We're going to head on out. Let's get on the road. So we're all set up. It is loud in here, so I'm gonna do the best I can to make sure that you can hear me. Basically, I don't think I gave you the details about this event. So it's a food truck battle. There are gonna be like 50 food trucks. There's gonna be live music, which is starting now. I'm gonna walk around. We've got 2 hours before the event starts. It's 2 o'clock. Event starts at 4. And I don't know if you can hear me, but let's walk around and we'll check out as people are still kind of finishing up setting up. And we'll kind of see what this event's about. We're in a different building in the State Fairgrounds, so that's pretty cool. Let's go for a little walk.
Wow. Look at this.
So this is like the main State Fair entrance, but check out this line of food trucks. So this is where we're gonna be located. So when people are not food trucking out here, they can come hang out in the artisan village. And I think there's like a kids center in there so the kids can come and play. But yeah, check this out. Look at all these food trucks getting ready. It smells so good. Okay, so it looks like everyone can hang out here. There's food trucks all the way around. Oh my God, this is so cool. I've never actually been to this in real life. And then the bands perform live on stage here. Look how pretty this artwork is. Ooh, bubble lemonade. We'll be back. A little piece of home, it's a Utica thing. They're here. Y'all, if you're ever in my neighborhood, you gotta try greens, Riggy's, tomato pie. This is all the good food. You gotta come here. To these shows though, we're starting to get to know the buildings because these grounds are just huge. There's like an expo center. Can you see this? There's an expo center all the way back there.
A full day, they have 100,000 people coming here.
100,000 people? Yeah, my dad says there's 100,000 people on a full day here will come to State Fairgrounds during this.
They break the record, might be 98 or 92,000 or something.
Say at least 50, 70,000 people on a State Fair day.
On a regular
That's
day.
the horticulture building that we were in the last show. But yeah, check this out. Even more, we're turning the corner. Look at all these food vendors. Okay, so we just got the scoop. The deal is that this is a competition, and every food truck is gonna have a little bite that's gonna be lower price than their regular menu items, so maybe somewhere between $3 and $5. So, which means we can get a lot of like small tastes from all of these places. And then anyone that comes in is gonna have a wristband and they can vote for their favorite. And at the end of Saturday, because this goes through Saturday, they're gonna pick their favorite. So I think that's super cool. I'm pretty excited. I think I would have fun at this event even if I wasn't vending. It's 5 o'clock. The show's been going for about an hour. The live music has taken a break. There's a little radio playing, so I'm hoping we can't hear it, but the live music took a break, so I thought I would take a moment just to say hi and to let you know the show has started. It's a little quiet, but it's also Friday afternoon, so most people are probably still at work or they're just getting their food, so we'll see how it goes. It's now 6 o'clock. The live guitarist is taking a break, so I'm jumping in really quick. It's like fairly steady in here, but we haven't had a single sale, not one. So I'm a little nervous, but sometimes it's how it goes. All right, we're just gonna keep on going.
Hey, Lauren here. I'm in the car. I'm not driving. Garden Dad is driving. We were exhausted. This was a long day of people walking directly by our booth, but we weren't the only ones. Everyone was walking by. We did have a few sales, and that was nice. Really appreciate everyone that came out. Hopefully tomorrow, Saturday, is better. A number of people who have done this before said Saturday is the day, which is not shocking. Fridays are generally slow, but this was very slow. And the music was so loud. I couldn't even hear Garden Dad, who was like sitting next. We couldn't even talk. He was just a minute ago. He was like, I'm glad that we could spend time together. And I agree, except that we couldn't even talk to each other. We were just sitting next to each other very quietly, occasionally laughing, but missing out on whatever the other one said, because we couldn't hear each other. So tomorrow, if the coordinator is nearby, I'm probably gonna ask. The music was beautiful. The instrumentals were great.
Tater tots were good.
Okay, tater tots were good. The food was all good. But that music just needs to come down just a smidgen, because I couldn't talk to anybody. People in my booth, people working in my booth, people shopping in my booth. Okay, we're gonna hope this tomorrow is a better day. It's 8:50. They also didn't lock the doors. The doors were supposed to lock at 8 o'clock. That did not occur. This poor security guard, oh, we got a lot of bumps. This is a bumpy road, okay. This poor security guard was trying to corral people to get them out of the building. Mostly got them out by 8:30. Okay, anyways, we're on our way home. We'll catch you tomorrow with an update.
It's Saturday morning. Yesterday was just a challenge. There was traffic, but they weren't really shopping. I know it can be tough to have like hard days. I know it is for me. So if you have tough days and you're feeling disappointed, you are not alone. I don't know what to think. I'm wondering, we're going to get there early today. It is almost 9 o'clock. The show doesn't start until 11. It's going to be about an hour away. We'll get there around 10. I We're gonna maybe try to rearrange the booth a little bit, try something new. It doesn't hurt to rearrange a little bit. The vendor next to us didn't show up, so me and the booth mate across, like on the other side of the vendor that didn't show up, we're gonna talk to the coordinator, see if we should expand out a little bit. It always looks odd when there's like a missing booth. And I don't want that to be off-putting to people that are shopping. I don't need the extra space. I don't know, just try to fill out the space a little, make it a little bit, I don't know, better shopping experience for people. The other issue is that today's supposed to be thunderstormy. I don't know if people are going to come out to a food battle, like a food truck battle, if it's thunderstorming. If they do come to the food truck battle and it starts raining or thunderstorming, they might come inside, which could be good. I just don't know how today's going to go. I have absolutely no idea. So we're going to venture out and I will keep you posted along the way. Okay, we're here. We're about an hour early. We are going to try to rearrange this booth. So I'm going to show you the new setup. We're going to try to mix things up, try to get it a little more engaging. We put our jewelry out front, which is new. Booth next to us didn't show up, so we were told we could kind of work into their booth a little bit. So I'm going to show you the new arrangement, and then I'm going to let you know how this works out today. Fingers crossed we have a good day. So when people walk in, they're coming from actually where my dad is, that door there. So the idea is when they come in, they're going to be walking this way. Hopefully this will attract their attention. Fingers crossed. Hey friends, so I'm giving you a 1 o'clock update. It's Saturday and we're doing so good. It's been a busy morning, which has been really great. We're gonna be here until 8 o'clock tonight, but there's a lot of traffic. Everyone's enjoying the day. So far, no thunderstorms, so we're doing good. We've had a few bites. I've gotten bubble tea. I love bubble tea. I don't usually get bubble tea, so I'm excited to have a little sip. My dad just ran out to get some ribs and some more food. There are, I think, over 50 food trucks here. There's just so much food. Anyway, things are going well. I'll keep you updated. So quick 2:20 update. We got a little slowdown, which is okay. People might be eating lunch or might be between sessions. This goes until 10 o'clock tonight. Our artist village closes at 8, so it kind of might be between times. People are going to get here maybe like 4 to 10. I'm not sure. We'll see, but this is still better than we did yesterday. And yesterday didn't start until 4, and it's only 2:20, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. It's a little loud in here, but people just came running inside. There's a super strong storm that just went through outside. I am so glad, y'all, that we are inside today, but they had to shut down all of the food trucks. I have no idea the extent of the damage. Someone said that branches were going everywhere. I heard that maybe a tree was down. I'm not sure that's true. My dad was out there grabbing food for us, and I'm like, just get in a building, forget the food. And he found a building, he called me. I think everyone's okay. It's still raining, so people are kind of roaming around in here, trying to figure out what to do until the storm passes, which it should be passing soon. I think it's a small cell, but man, I get so nervous, especially after the tornado last summer. Like, I don't know, I just get antsy. But I'm glad that it seems like everybody's okay, and maybe we'll spend a little time in here shopping, building up an appetite for the next round of food. I don't know, I guess we'll see. All weekend, there was the possibility of having rainstorms. It's spring. Spring weather's gonna happen. Luckily, there was a PA system and there was an announcement, although it was very hard to hear, but there were announcements saying, everyone seek shelter, come inside for a little bit while the storm passes through. And the storm was just supposed to pass through, like any other thunderstorm. And for us vendors, I know, at least personally, I kind of had some excitement because while people were coming in from the rain, I was like, okay, well, maybe they'll enjoy being in the building and they can shop with us. Like, this could be a good opportunity to have just a little spike in sales and also get everybody out of the weather for a few minutes. Like, win-win, right? Like, this could be a really good thing. Yeah, out of nowhere, this storm turned very strong, like very, very, very strong. I got so worried because my dad we had ordered food from a food truck. He was outside, just quick picking it up a little bit early so he can get inside and we can enjoy it while the storm was rolling through. But then I was hearing like people were yelling, trees apparently were falling. That's what I'm hearing. And I don't know what's happening because I'm inside. I'm at my booth, but people are frantic. So I'm calling him, messaging him. He found his way into a building, which I'm grateful for. No one was hurt, so that was good. But our booths were obviously fine inside, just big, strong building. But the outdoor vendors, the food trucks were not so lucky. Tents went flying, canopies and trucks were damaged. There was even a tree did fall. So people yelling about the trees falling, a tree did come down. Again, no one was hurt. Got very, very lucky. People rushed inside. They were soaking wet. A lot of them were shaken up if they had been, like, if they were in the storm and running away, if they weren't already inside shopping. Again, I was like, okay, well, thunderstorm. Didn't really know the full scope because I didn't get to see the damage until after. But at the time, I was like, okay, well, this could be good. Let everyone kind of relax. Sometimes shopping can be like a de-stressor. Let people browse around. There's some music and everyone can kind of take a deep breath until after the storm passes. Didn't realize that like people were yelling, but you know how people can sometimes get like really riled up and things aren't, you know, you don't really know the full scope of something until you can assess it afterward. So I had people, there was people crowding around. Some people were still shopping, but then I had the most awkward and uncomfortable vendor encounter. And I didn't know that this person was a vendor. I thought that they were just a customer seeking shelter from the storm. This started out not a big deal at all. They were clearly like drying off. They had been in the rain. They came inside my booth and sat like in my booth in front of like my displays. So they were blocking like my mama sweatshirts and my jewelry display. And that's okay. I empathize. I know like how chaotic weather can be. I was totally cool with them sitting in front of my mama sweatshirts, but because we had moved our jewelry out to the main aisleway, they had left their cart blocking the jewelry display. So I asked them if that was their cart and if I could just shift it over a couple feet so people could still shop at least the jewelry. I didn't mind if I was willing to give up the mama sweatshirts. It's okay. They can take some refuge in my booth. But what I thought gently asked if we could just shift their cart over, and that's when the yelling started. And this person was very, very, very upset. Of course, the first thing I asked them was if they were injured or if they were hurt, and they said no. So they were very, very shaken and very, very scared. That was my own assessment, and I think that just came out probably stronger than they would have if it had been just like a calm day. I won't get into all of the details of this encounter, but it was very, very uncomfortable. And I empathize in many ways because I know how scary these storms can be. My home was hit by a tornado. I relayed that story to this person. I tried to diffuse as best I can because it was clear that they were shaken up from the storm. They wound up taking their things and they moved to a different, and keep in mind, this is a huge building, right? There's plenty of places they could be, but they picked up all of their things and they reshuffled, they moved to a different spot. I could tell that the child that was with this person was clearly shaken up. Like they were tearing up. Like I think the volume with which the person was vocalizing their feelings and what was happening around them was just a lot for this child to take in. So I asked the little girl if she liked stickers or flowers and bookmarks, and I put a little package together and I gave her just a little sticker and a little bookmark just to kind of try to lighten the mood for a few minutes. And you know, sometimes I think these interactions are a learning experience. Maybe I should have been a little bit more empathetic. Where I was coming from was there are people still here shopping. Some people de-stress with shopping. And, you know, this could be an opportunity for me to make a couple extra sales while people are unwinding from the storm. Maybe that wasn't my best foot forward. That's certainly not what I said to this person. I just asked if we could move their car over a couple feet so that people could get to my display. But, you know, I think having some reflection on these situations is important because these things happen. You know, storms happen. Dangerous situations can happen, and we don't always know how we're going to react. We don't always know how the people around us are going to react, and it's important to just reflect on like how we can best handle situations moving forward. And it's definitely something I'm going to take moving forward, just being mindful of what's happening around me, but also setting boundaries within my booth for, you know, there's no need to escalate situations. We can try to handle things calmly. This wasn't the easiest event, but I definitely learned a lot of lessons. And I think even when we have tough days, we can learn some things. This event closed early because with the tree down and there were some limbs hanging off of other trees, they just assessed that the danger was not worth the risk. So we had to shut down early. From a business perspective, I barely made my booth feedback, but of course, safety is always going to be priority. Just the whole weekend was generally a disappointment. I am so grateful that no one got hurt. So grateful. But the whole weekend was just one giant learning experience. I learned a few practical things when it comes to a business standpoint for these markets. First of all, choose your booth placement with care. Are you prepared for unpredictable weather or making a call that you've got to pack up and call it a day? Or is it better to try to find indoor markets that are going to work for you and your business? I am so glad that I had an indoor booth. Lately, I've been booking more indoor booths unless the market is extraordinary and I know that I'm going to have a phenomenal market weekend and it's worth the weather risk. I have been trying to book primarily indoor booths. And even before the weather took a turn, I think rearranging our booth was definitely a plus. I think if you're in the middle of a market and something's not working, don't be scared to come a little bit early and rearrange your booth, especially for those like multi-day markets. I know that my jewelry is a good seller. I wanted to catch people's attention. I put it out toward the aisleway. I think that was a good move. Had the market continued, I think that would have been a really a big positive for our setup. Another thing I learned, loud music can really affect customer engagement. When we can't even hear each other, it's awkward, it's uncomfortable, and it definitely hurts the experience. So if you're a coordinator for markets, keep that in mind. Live music is awesome. It's definitely a plus. We love it. Just make sure that the volume isn't so loud that people can't chit chat, at least not with the vendors, or set them a little ways away so that they can, really get into their music and vendors can still have a way to talk to their customers and customers can have a way to talk to each other and ask questions. And lastly, it's okay to hold space for both kindness, empathy, and boundaries when it comes to running and organizing your booth. And especially when things get stressful, it's okay to hold space for the people that are stressed around you, but it's also okay to set a boundary when you need to, when it comes to running and managing your business. This market was a mix of sweet moments, good food, tough, frustrating moments, and just a reminder that weather and people can be unpredictable. And keep in mind that even tough situations can create connections, small wins, and stories worth telling and sharing and learning from. If you've ever had a market just go totally off the rails, you are not alone. Thank you for letting me share this with you. I know this was not the most ideal market weekend, but you know what? Sometimes I think we have to share the hard days and the hard markets too. Not every market's going to be perfect. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a wild market weekend. Happy to hear those stories and share a moment of it's going to be okay and we got through it and there will be more better markets. And subscribe if you're enjoying this content because I just love this community and I love sharing with you. So hit that like button, share with a market friend that you think would enjoy this. And until next time, friends, happy creating.